But the Nazi war machine would soon have an expanded Allied force to reckon with. The Americans were already fighting the Japanese in the Pacific, and now they were about to enter the fray in Europe, with some 4,000 troops landing in Northern Ireland. These were the first US troops to set foot on European soil since the American expeditionary troops left at the end of the Great War. They were greeted by Sir Archibald Sinclair, Secretary of State for Air, with the words, "Your safe arrival here marks the new stage in the World War. It is a gloomy portent for Mr. Hitler, nor will its significance be lost on General Tojo." In truth, the deployment of American troops in Britain had been in the planning since April 1941, 8 months prior to the Pearl Harbor attack. US contractors had already been hard at work building bases for the 87,000 Americans the US War Department planned to send. For the GIs, life in Britain took some getting used to. For a start, they drove on the wrong side of the road, and the BBC's wireless programs were not exactly what they'd been used to. The United States War Department distributed a handbook, instructions for American servicemen in Britain, to advise them on the peculiarities of the British, their country, and their ways. The guide was intended to alleviate the culture shock for soldiers taking their first trip to Great Britain, or for that matter abroad. One passage read, "The British don't know how to make a good cup of coffee. You don't know how to make a good cup of tea. It's an even swap." There were explanations of everything the GI might encounter, from weights and measures to money, rationing and sports. Baseball may have been the national pastime back home, but in Britain, cricket was the summer sport. For some Americans, the nuances of the game were just a little too exciting.
Very well played, sir.
The arrival in Britain of rich relations from across the Atlantic meant the arrival of American supplies. Suddenly, Brits, especially young women, were being offered items that had been rationed since 1940: butter and bacon, sugar, jam and eggs. Cheese and canned fruit appeared on the kitchen table, and suddenly there was a plentiful supply of nylon stockings and chewing gum. On February 9th, the old saying, "cleanliness is next to godliness," became a little harder to achieve.